Neil. He's a major pop star, but he's done so many other things. He's a great dancer and an in-demand songwriter, and now he's doing a lot to expand his brand. Welcome to Neil. How are you today?
How you doing, sir?
All right. Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
You just did an appearance on that.
That was from me and Pitbull. Me, Pitbull, and Nair. Yeah. The song Give Me Everything. Performed it.
Really great reviews on that. But you don't consider yourself a great dancer, and that really struck me.
Nah, I don't. I am very good at following direction, following instruction. You know, I have a choreographer that I work with on a regular basis. Her name is Jamaica. Shout out Jamaica, wherever she is on the face of the planet. And she is the one that makes it look like I can really dance. Because here's what I consider a dancer, a good dancer, a person that can get out there and freestyle and just come up with moves off the top of their head. You know, they don't have to have somebody, you know, controlling them like a puppet or whatever the case may be, which is what it pretty much is in my case. I need her to put the moves together and then teach them to me so that I can get on stage and do them. Whereas there's other people, say Chris Brown, for example, who can just get up and just dance. It doesn't matter. He just dance, and it's fantastic. I'm not that guy.
And you have this theory about how you want to be as a performer called the Four Kings theory.
Yeah. It's not really a theory. It's the four people that I look up to the most in the music industry. And if I could take these four people and meld them into one person, that person would be the artist that I aspire to be.
Okay, who are
my
they?
four kings are Michael Jackson, Prince, Stevie Wonder, and Sammy Davis Jr. I've had the fortunate ability to meet two of my four kings, and the other two I did not get a chance to meet.
And Sammy Davis Jr., you're a young guy, but have you spent time watching his tapes, or how did you learn about him?
My mom, I got into the Rat Pack and the whole nine from my mom when we moved to Las Vegas. And, you know, she was in and out of the casinos, you know, working 2, 3, 4 jobs, just making sure that me and my sister never needed for anything. So, you know, my mom was my hero, by the way. Like that's the person that I've always looked up to the most. And anything she was into, I was into. So she brought home, you know, Frank Sinatra, Sammy, Dean, and was getting into that, the whole big band sound. And I instantly gravitated to Sammy because, you know, he was the black one. So, you know, and
now that's a guy that could really dance.
Oh yeah. And another thing about Sammy that a lot of people don't realize is that, you know, when the Rat Pack and the whole nine, when that was going on, racism was still really, really huge. You know, it was times where, you know, Sammy's name was in big lights in front of the place, but he couldn't go in the front door. You know, how crazy is that? That's my name right there. I'm performing tonight, but I got to go in through the kitchen. That's crazy. You know, Sammy kind of made it cool to be black at a time where it wasn't real cool to be black. You know, so that's another reason why I looked up to him.
And your mother, when you went in and said, hey, I want to be a recording artist, I'm really thinking about being a singer, she had you listen to?
Well, actually, she had me listen to Stevie Wonder and Michael Jackson because I hated my voice. I didn't like my singing voice.
What was wrong with it at the time? And how old were you?
Oh man, when was this? This was a while back. I don't even think I was in double digits yet. I might have been 10 or 11. And like I said, my mom was my hero. So anything she was into, I was into. So she used to listen to a lot of, you know, these big, thick, heavy voiced artists, you know, the OJs and the Teddy Pendergrasses and then that thing. And I didn't have that. I had a really high, tingy, you know, kind of nasally, super high-pitched voice when I was 10 years old, and I hated it because I wanted to sing like the people that my mom would listen to, but I couldn't do that. So she gave me Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder. She said, listen to the way that they use their instrument, and it'll help you get more comfortable with your own. And sure enough, she was right.
That's some really great advice. What aspect of those voices do you think that you kind of learned from or picked up from, especially Stevie Wonder? This is a guy that can do the scales.
Oh yeah.
And Michael Jackson has the emotion. What was it?
Yeah, Mike's passion was definitely the thing about his voice that stood out for me. You know, on top of the fact that I had a similar timbre to his, you know, kind of, you know, pitch was kind of high, you know, somewhat thin, but he took, there was something about when he sang, you felt what he was saying. To this day, there are Michael Jackson songs where there's parts of the song where you don't know what the hell he's saying, but it doesn't even matter because of the way that he's singing it. there's so much passion in it. You go, yeah, whatever the hell it is you said, yeah, it's that. And then Stevie, man, Stevie just had Stevie's effortless smooth.
Oh,
Like it's literally he's not even trying. It just comes out. It's like molasses, his voice. And I've always wanted to, you know, try to embody that. I get close, but you know, nobody can do it like Stevie.
okay. Well, the one thing that more people are starting to know about you is that you've really done a lot of songwriting in your past, and you were working with Michael. You were in touch with Michael.
Yeah.
Around the time that he made his transition. And what was interesting about that was you were going to actually work on that record after his London tour, but you were already sending him tracks.
Yeah. I was
Did he
sending,
respond to?
Yeah, I sent a few tracks to him. It would work like this, you know. I would send about 3 or 4 tracks at a time, you know, every week, every other week, and then he would call me and tell me which ones he liked, which ones he didn't like, which ones I think the hook on this one could be a little stronger. If you took the first verse and shortened it, you know, just critiquing the records. But he had chosen about 10 that he wanted to record, and that we had planned on getting in the studio and recording after the tour was over. Of course, his untimely passing, we never got the opportunity to do so. But yeah, he had selected about 10 songs that we were gonna do.
And when I listened to the "This Is It" record, of course, pretty much most of the things he does off the charts. But I don't know if that would have been the record that Mike would have put out if he had the opportunity to record more.
In my personal opinion, I don't think so. I just, you know, I didn't know Michael Jackson personally. You know, I met him one time, and you know, we got to sit and talk about music. But I felt like I knew him personally through my relationship with his music. And what you know about Michael Jackson just from listening to the music is that he's passionate about it. It means something to him. It's not just, oh, let's put this song together. Okay, that's done. All right, on to the next one. No, he takes time to make sure that the song can be as good as it could possibly be. And I feel like an album is exactly the same thing. He's not going to just put something out because of a deadline or because of, you know, that's not going to be the reason he puts it out. He's going to make sure that it is as good as it can possibly be before it sees the light of day.
And of course, we saw that level of perfectionism in the movie "This Is It."
Absolutely.
What would the album have sounded like? Yeah, based on the 10 tracks that you had.
The stuff that he was selecting from me, I had to take off the thought of, okay, I'm writing a song for Michael Jackson. I had to take that off and just write records, because you go in the studio and you go, I'm writing a song for Michael Jackson, and all of a sudden everything you do sucks. Nothing is good enough, because it's like, Michael would never sing this, crumble.
But he came to you because he wanted Neo's sound. He didn't necessarily want a Michael
he appreciated
Jackson record.
If you listen to me, you can definitely hear Michael Jackson in what I do.
Yeah.
So you know, I feel like he appreciated my respect and appreciation for melody, which is something that, you know, is few and far between nowadays. You know, I think that's why he came to me, because of the fact that through listening to him and Stevie and the people that I look up to, I have an absolute respect for melody, for a song lyric that's actually saying something, as opposed to just words put together. You know what I mean?
And you're thinking a lot about this now, because you're right now and you're in New York recording your next record, which will come out in September.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, it has definitely been a labor of love. You know, there's a lot of things to think about now. You know, my 4th album came out and did decent, you know, around the world, but not so much here in the States, which I take full responsibility for. You know,
Why? Why didn't it do
well,
as
I mean,
well
I feel
here?
like, you know, you try new things, you take risks, and you got a 50-50 chance of flying or falling.
What risks did you take?
Musically, I didn't pay as much attention to the album as I normally do.
Okay.
And it's because of the fact that I tried to pay so much attention to the concept. It was a concept album.
Oh, right,
There was a
right.
storyline, and the whole
Sure.
album was written around a storyline. And, you know, I made videos that tied into each other. It's just so many things that were supposed to happen that didn't happen. The videos wound up being way too long, couldn't get them played anywhere. The shortened versions of the videos didn't tie together.
It's interesting to hear you talk about that, because it ties in perfectly to all of the kind of branding things that you're doing now.
Yeah.
You've got a hat coming out?
I'm doing a hat line. There's a couple things I'm doing. I'm doing a hat line. I have a alcoholic beverage coming out soon. I'll be looking out for that. Francis Solargo is the name of the hat line. We're currently in talks with Macy's and a couple.
Because you're
places.
known for your hats.
Yeah. That's it's been a long time coming, I guess. But there's that. Let me see. I got a clothing line that I'm putting together right now. Trying to make that happen. I have a cartoon that I'm currently in production with Cartoon Network that I'm putting together. Cartoon that I wrote and produced, and it's called I Heart Tuesdays. That'll be out really, really soon. Man, there's a million things. There's a million different things, and it's all just a matter of, I see where music is going, and I don't necessarily like it, so. I gotta use the other talents that I've been given and do.
And when you say you don't like
things.
it, is part of it that it's hard to make money in music? I mean, right now. Okay, what is it?
That's not what I'm concerned
that you
about.
don't like?
My concern, and I take it back. I won't say music because music is fine. Music will always be okay. It's the business, the industry. I see where that is going, and I see what that's doing.
Where's
and
it
I don't
going?
like it. Nowadays, it's a little talent takes a backseat to controversy. Takes a backseat to scandal, and I've never been a controversial or scandalous person, so I honestly
It makes it
question
harder
sometimes.
to get that morning show appearance.
Oh yeah. I honestly question sometimes where I fit in all of this because I'm not about to set myself on fire and jump off a building so that you'll buy my record. I'm not going to do that. If the music is not enough for you to pay attention to me, then hey, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna do that. It's like I have a daughter now. I got responsibilities. So.
And you have a great brand that you can use to extend into other.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
Okay, we're gonna wrap up here, but I want to ask you about your daughter and having a daughter now.
Yeah.
How has that impacted you?
It's another thing that makes recording this album just that much more difficult because it has to be as good as it could possibly be because people got to buy it because she got to eat. You know what I mean? But I will say that this is the best love that I've ever experienced. I've experienced love before. I know what it is to be in love with a woman. I know what it is to hear a song that I love. There's nothing like the love of your children. Nothing like it.
A lot of changes in your life, Neo.
You
came into stardom. All of a sudden, you started to make a lot of money. Is there pressure with new wealth?
Pressure in what way?
Adjusting to, just the new reality, maybe managing money. Expectations that people may have of you because you have it. Those kinds of things.
I mean, more money, more problems is one of the truest statements to ever be made. It's nothing that a person of sound mind and body can't handle, but it can become a little stressful when you get that call from that relative that goes, I just don't know what I'm gonna do. They about to turn these lights off. And I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, you've lived in that house for 6 years and the lights ain't never got cut off. Now, all of a sudden, if I don't do it, the lights gonna get cut off?
So what do you do in that situation?
You know what? I've gotten really, really good at tough love. I've gotten very good at being able to tell family members no. Because if you don't, it's a sense of entitlement that some of your friends or some of your family members may have. They feel like, well, I'm this person, I'm that person. You're supposed to help me. And it's like, no.
Or you
didn't sleep in that van for 6 months like I did to eventually get to where I'm at. So I don't owe you anything.
And you're still out there every day on the grind working.
Yeah, you ain't on stage. You ain't wrote a lyric, sang a note. You ain't did nothing. So how do I owe you anything? But I mean, there's a line. There's a line. If I genuinely see that somebody really needs my help, and I'm more than capable of helping, I'll help. But don't take my kindness for weakness. Don't call me back a week later and ask me for something else. Like I just helped you. Come on. You know what I mean? So that can get a little stressful at times. But I've gotten very, very good at saying no, especially now, because now, any little extra money that I have goes directly to the Madeline Fund.
So we're going to continue to watch you, Neo. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.